Oh.
All right, we're back.
Oh, hello.
Oh yes, welcome back.
Hello.
Hoo-hoo.
Hello. Hi.
Hey,
Hey there, everyone.
2
Cool.
sessions of log in
Wow.
1 weekend? It's more likely than you think.
We're just weak. We're just weak.
We're too invested in our own story.
Yeah. We can't wait.
We couldn't wait for that. There was too much of a cliffhanger in the last one.
No, yeah.
We just gotta keep on going. Full throttle.
Full throttle, indeed.
Full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead. All right. Oh, am I playing the role of DM for this episode?
I think
so.
since Nat's
Okay.
busy.
I will. I will play the role of DM. Everybody, welcome back. We're gonna go back and go into our introductions here. I'm Jen. I'm gonna be the temporary DM for this session. Who knows? It might be the entire session. It might be the whole thing. Who knows?
She's the Dream Master.
Yeah, I'm the Dream Master. That's what it is. That's what DM stands for. So Dream Master. So
Everyone, our first Dream Master!
hey!
Our first Dream Master of the campaign!
Hey!
Yeah! Let's go!
Hey! So we'll see. It's a little new starting this episode. So yay! But yeah, you could find me on Instagram and Twitter as Raptor Ricky. I don't know why I had to think about that.
Yes.
Did we already do everyone else?
No.
Sorry.
No.
Not yet.
No.
Jen just started us off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You
As
can
the
go-
Dream Master.
Oh,
you
should
can
I go?
next. Yeah, you can go next. I'll go
you can go
after you.
next.
Okay. I'm Natalie. I am the DM, not the Dream Master.
Not to get confused.
And you can find me at What the Nat on Instagram and Twitter.
Yay! Hello, I'm Betsy. I'll be playing Macaria. You can find me on Instagram at Betsy Lee.
Hello, I'm Shannon. I'm playing as Sterling, and you can find me as Shenanigans Arts pretty much everywhere. Minguine?
Minguine?
Oh, what?
It's your turn.
He's
Who
the
are
one
you?
dreaming.
I'm
He's the
dreaming
one
right
dreaming.
now. Okay.
Daydreaming.
He's daydreaming.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Oh, God.
I'm staring at a screen. It has so many pretty colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost said I'm 7. I'm Miguel. I'll be playing 7.
Good.
Dream 7.
You are
I'll be
7.
your DS for the session. Your Dream 7.
We're all gonna get dream versions of ourselves.
Instinct.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, the instincts!
Instinct.
Instinct.
What's the difference between a king and his horse?
Oh.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yay. Alrighty.
We're missing 2
we missing
members.
2, yes.
We are
we're
missing
missing-
people.
Miata, who plays Zoe. You can find her as Mew Ninja on she has a lot of stuff.
On pretty much, I think, most things.
Yeah. And then we're also missing Lily, who plays Cyril. You can find her Machacha Lattes on Instagram and Twitter. And I think she's coming later.
Mm-hmm.
She's at work, so.
Yeah. So people will be popping in eventually.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can go into the recap. If you want, you can do the recap.
Last time the party had, well, Heath had ran off, sleep deprived, and was hallucinating. And the party went to go look for him, and in a crazy amount of events, Seven knocked Heath out with a karate chop to the neck.
Totally accidental.
And upon coming back to the inn, Quinny saw how troubled Heath was from his lack of sleep and had offered to let them borrow the dream staff on the terms that the party will look for something of her grandfather's in the ocean at some point.
Miata. So
Yeah.
And
Sterling's gonna help too. He's not gonna be very useful, but he's gonna try his best.
We're just waddle on the surface.
Yeah, he'll just be on the surface, just looking down.
He's there for moral support.
Yeah.
He's literally the support. It's fine.
And currently, Seven had volunteered to go into Heath's dreams to see if he can help him.
I'm going in to help him?
He's just going in.
He said, I just want to go in.
Go in.
I don't think, you guys didn't tell him what to do.
He just went in.
I hope you guys remember that.
Can we rewind a bit so we can tell him, hey, please be fucking careful.
No.
And help
I think
him
you guys did tell him to
with
be
his bad
careful.
dreams.
Yeah, you did tell him to be careful.
Okay. That's better than nothing.
Oh, he didn't hear it though.
He
Oh,
did
are
like
you
appraised.
serious?
He appraised the thing.
Yeah, he appraised, but he figured out what the item was, and then said, "I'll go use it on Heath," and everybody's like, "Okay, be careful." And
This stupid fucker. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just like, well, Heath will kill you, and he's like, no, he won't.
We're turkey
He
bros.
would never do that.
Okay.
After he's literally stabbed him and tried to kill him several times within the campaign.
I know.
Sure, he'd never do that. Never.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not my bro.
All right. So pretty much, the last time we left off was Seven using the magic within the staff to pretty much go and enter into Heath's dreamscape. And Seven, as you kind of fade to black, everybody else watches Seven's body just kind of collapse down onto the bed, kind of cradling the staff,
Snot bubble.
snot bubble coming out,
Ew.
and it's kind of funny for you guys because it makes you feel like, wait, this
Is
feels like
this
a very
right?
Seven thing. This is like, did he just fall asleep?
You know.
Did it work or is he just sleeping?
You know, right?
Sterling's just looking
Yeah.
over them too, just confused.
Seven. Before you can even process, or even begin to process where you are blasted by a chilling and powerful gale. One that strikes you to the very bones within your body. You have to catch yourself and stop your body from being carried away. Each kind of tide of the wind and rain that you can feel around you reinforces the feeling that you're not welcomed here. Focusing onto your surroundings as you kind of open your eyes and squinting between the rain and the wind blowing into your face, you are flanked by tall, dark, unoccupied buildings. Many of them look like they're in need of some kind of repairs or on verge of looking abandoned. The windows rattle loudly as the wind buffets them, the hinges holding just enough for them to keep them from flying away. The only light source that you could see within this strange, unfamiliar place is a large coin that you see in the sky. heavily obscured by storming, swirling clouds. The occasional rains shine, dotting the cobblestone bricks in the street alley in front of you. Um, yeah, what do you do?
So because you said there's kind of a light coming from that coin thingy
Mhm.
in the sky, right? Is it
Mhm.
illuminating anything specific?
Okay, so look at her. Make a perception check.
Perception. Perception. All right. Oh, 22.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of a disorienting because you do have the wind and the rain kind of falling into your face, but you kind of watch as like the little golden rays kind of speckle through every so often. And it's kind of like if you've ever seen like those kids like little lights that like glow around in the sky and you have like on the ceiling you see all those little dots that just appear randomly. It's very similar to that. And one of them reflects off of a strange familiar figure, a little standing a little further into the alleyway. Um and you can kind of see just within like the dark space, it has a familiar short stature, wearing a very familiar red vest with a singular puffy sleeve and a very fiery red hair.
Oh, well, in a very Seven fashion, he's gonna be like, "Oh, jerky bro," and he's gonna run over to that then.
Okay. As you approach the figure, a ray of light from the coin moon just briefly shines on the closed eyes face of Jaren.
Oh,
This is Jaren. So, Jaren, last you remember, you were in the cave, with
Mhm.
like going out through the entrance or what you thought was the entrance, and you feel that like you felt that familiar chest pain that always leads to black. It's kind of strange. You vaguely recall like images of a stage and some lights. Kind of feel like
Mhm.
you're like dreaming before finding yourself here. And it kind of like hearing someone's voice kind of directs you into his attention to over there, kind of like almost like waking you, jolting you up from like a weird daze. But you do notice something about the surroundings around you. You've been here before, but there's something very wrong with it.
As Jaren kind of turns and faces Seven, he's like, Seven? Art, I've never seen you here before, but this doesn't seem... something's off.
uh, yeah, you definitely don't act like Heath.
Are you...
What? I'm just like mumbling to he's like mumbling to himself. He's like, who is this? Like, he's just trying to figure things out on his own.
Jaren is gonna reach on, kind of like touch Seven's like head or something and be like, are you're real, right? Like...
Yeah, so Jern, as you reach out to touch Seven's hand and you are about to press your hand onto his head, you pat the wet feathers of Seven's head.
Oh, ew.
Wait, he's
The
wet.
moist.
Oh. Why are you wet?
I mean, it is raining.
Yeah, why aren't you wet? What do you mean, why am I wet?
Yeah,
Seven
because like
looks
the
Oh.
up.
wind and rain is buffering you guys.
Seven turns around and he's like just looking at the sky, then looks back at Jaren.
They call
Just
him the bird brain.
in a way that's like, hello?
It's it's not usually raining here.
What is here, anyways? Where am I?
Uh, we're in
How'd you get here?
I don't know, but sometimes I get here. Just sometimes. I don't know how, but yeah, I've been here before.
And you said it's
Um,
not always like this?
No. I don't even think there were this many buildings before. Usually it's like by the ocean.
Uh, oh, he has to be somewhere, right?
Yeah, usually he's here, which is it's weird that you're here.
No, it's not. What are you talking about? Why would it be
Um
weird?
7, like, I'm always here.
I'm always here. He says, "What are you talking about? I'm the one who shares the body with Heath. We share dreams all the time."
Jared is like not sure if this is like, oh, is Heath like just dreaming of 7 or is
Oh my
this
gosh.
7?
Well,
Um,
if it helps, I kind of entered through here on my own, all by
how'd you get in
myself.
here?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Shit.
Dang. All right then. Let's. I think we can look for Heath and see if we can figure out what's going on.
All right, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna take another look around.
All right. So
Is
yeah,
there
as-
Karen's
is there
gonna look
anything that
too.
can hint?
I do want to point out, as you guys were kind of discussing there in the alley, you guys both kind of feel in like deep in your chest, like this feeling of dread that's been kind of building over time. And it's kind of hard to make it out, but through kind of the chaotic veil of the rain, you can't help but feel there's a bit of a strong sense of hostility hiding somewhere out there in the storm.
I'm used to that. I felt
You're like,
this. I felt this when I was all by myself.
Jaren is definitely like, that's not right. Usually it's like more mellow.
Oh, well, last time I was all on my own. This is exactly how I felt.
danger hiding at every corner.
I'm gonna kind of look around and see
Mhm.
if there's anything that Jaren kind of notices that is anything that particularly kind of stands out from what he remembers last time he's usually here.
I mean, yeah, first off, the major storm.
Mm-hmm.
But the second thing that you kind of feel like is again, with like the malice and kind of that weird hostility hiding out there. That's also another big thing. But visually, other than that, like the buildings kind of seem like the same that they were by like the harbor area. Though you're not quite sure what direction the harbor is, but both of you do get the feeling that the storm is coming from one direction. And it's kind of like almost like it's trying to push you away from something.
Mm. Well,
Also, you guys are soaking wet. You guys are drenched. That's another thing. You guys
Man.
feel uncomfortable.
I did
They're
need
just
the
cold.
bath.
dripping.
It's wet.
No, I
The
needed
wind
the
is like
bath.
blowing upon you.
Oh my
In the real
goodness.
world. In the
Gross.
real world. Yeah. And then yeah, again, like it's also significantly darker as well because of the storm clouds covering up the moon that just occasionally peeks out
Mhm.
every so often.
Okay.
Well, if life
The
has taught me anything, it's to go towards the danger. No, 7 points towards the
Definitely not the
no, 7's gonna point towards wherever the gust is coming from.
Okay. Okay.
And then he's gonna be like, I think we should go that way.
He's like, I'm the predator.
I'm the predator.
I'm hungry and my meal is in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
have you started like walking already or
No, I'm mostly just pointing and looking at you, being like that way.
something tells me we shouldn't be going that way. But I guess we could take a quick look, but I think we should go in one of the buildings and check things out too.
But you have a point.
7, can I have you make a strength check real quick?
Oh, he gusted
Yeah.
by the wind?
Yeah.
Why you
I mean,
gotta
you're a
fucking
bird.
strength check me of all
Yeah.
people?
You're a small little bird.
Yeah.
He's gripping
Hollow
with
bones.
his
I'm
Yeah.
gripping it with my toes.
Yeah, so as you say that, you're like, oh, and a huge gust of wind kind of pushes you, and you have to dig your feet onto the cobble as it scrapes as you get pushed by the wind a little bit.
Must have been the wind.
It really was actually.
Stupid.
Is the place where it's feeling like icky, that's coming from the harbor?
You're not sure.
Oh,
You just
okay.
know you don't know where the harbor is, and kind of with this whole storm, it's a little disorienting from when you last were here.
Yeah.
And the buildings are so tall that you can't even see past them, and you're kind of in a bit of a narrow alleyway there. But it's pretty much the wind almost seems like it's pushing through in from one direction,
hmm
and that's deeper into the storm.
I think we should head in soon, 7.
Yeah, maybe. Just maybe.
All right, what do you guys do?
Where's the nearest building, I guess?
So you kind of take a look around, and you see that there's in one of the buildings just a little bit 10 feet from you, there's just a kind of a old rickery door that has kind of you can see the edge of the door frame kind of bending with the wind, almost like it's being almost pushed out. But yeah, it's one of the closest buildings.
Okay.
Maybe we can
I'm
find someone to help us out.
maybe. I
Mhm.
haven't seen anyone here other than Heath, but you're here, so maybe. And Jaren's gonna kind of duck in.
Okay. All right, so you kind of go over to the door and you pull a little bit onto it, and it is kind of locked, but it's so shoddy that just kind of a real good push with it would just kind of break it a little bit. So you're able to open up the door and kind of hurry inside. You do try to close the door a little bit, and because it was a little bit jammed when it was originally, it's you kind of have to hold it a little bit to keep the door closed.
Going in, what is
Oh, like what you see? All right.
yeah.
So it's really dark, but you do see that the room is disheveled and unmaintained. The walls, floors, and ceiling are made of the same pattern of wood. It kind of looks like whoever made it just built a box for a room and just said, "Yeah, good enough." But simple furniture is obviously kind of scattered around the space. Obviously made more for function over fashion. Um, and it kind of resembles a very penurious living space.
Mm.
Seven's gonna try to check his bag.
Seven, as you look at in your bag, you kind of open up. It's a little soggy and wet. You kind of like it's drenched, and you kind of open it up. And the first time since ever looking in the bag, you see the bottom of your bag.
What?
Whoa.
Karen, did you do this?
Did I do what?
Look at this. Seven shoves the bag in his face.
And I look at the bag, and it's an empty bag. What's I don't did I do what?
Look closer.
There's nothing in here.
Exactly. Where's all my
I
stuff? All my stuff. There's so. My jerky.
He's so confused.
I don't think you come here with anything. I never have anything here, so
I'm not naked.
Are you? Are you naked? No,
I look at.
Are
I
you?
take, am I naked?
Seven, is it one of those dreams where you don't have any pants on? No, you have your pants on.
I was about to say.
Yeah. No, you're fully clothed.
Do I have anything on me? Weapon of any sort? Or
Nope.
am I just stuck to my claws, my talons?
It's just you and your talons and an empty bag.
Is there anything that I could around me that I could like a rock?
There's like wooden plates and utensils littered on the floor.
What kind of utensils?
Like a fork.
All right, I'm gonna put the fork in my bag.
You put a fork in your bag.
I'm gonna
That's
while he's
better.
doing that, Jaren's gonna kind of squeeze out some of his clothes before kind of looking. Is this the only room, or is there like
there is another room, which is strange because like even inside you can still feel like the cold from the chill of the storm blowing through the cracks of like the wood outside.
Mhm.
And you do see kind of like another space, like another separate room. Do you want to go in?
I'm gonna kind of peek in real quick.
I'm gonna walk in there.
All right.
Oh.
So as
Out of the
you
way.
peek
Out
in,
of the way.
and Seven just kind of bumps you off to the side and being like, "Hey, what the heck was that about?" But this other room is kind of like a very simple, just a simple box again. There's just another wooden chair kind of fallen off to its side. There's broken kind of vase glass, kind of like a very, very cheap one, kind of made from like clay. There is a very simple bed, kind of with like very thin sheets onto this bed, just kind of down there. Again, pretty disheveled. There's also kind of like a window that's like rattling with like, and you can see the like the blinds banging against the glass as the window's like hammering it from the outside. Nothing too out of the ordinary about this room. But I do want to point out, can I have you guys make a perception check for me?
Yeah. All right, a natural 20.
All right.
14.
So while going through the room, you begin hearing a sound, and this is kind of particular. You almost missed it due to kind of like the loud noises from the storm outside, but the sharp contrast between the noises that the wind and the rain is making kind of brings your attention to it. And it starts off as a very faint sound, and you kind of hear it growing and growing in kind of volume as you start to hear kind of like a sound of some kind of metal being scraped along the outside walls from the
It's
building.
a horror game?
Is it sound it's like coming closer?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull 7 and duck under the bed really quick.
Okay, yeah, you make a stealth check. Just for the heck of it, let's see.
Do I have to as well?
Whoops, I typed that wrong.
Do I have to do one?
Yeah, I mean,
21.
he pushed you down onto the bed with him. If you want,
I mean, I'm just gonna take the fall.
you're gonna take the fall. Are you gonna fall loudly?
No, I meant like I'm just gonna let him do what he needs to do.
Okay, so you're just gonna go with
I
it.
was
Okay,
tugging him under the bed.
all right.
I think Jaren, something about the sound just getting closer is spooking him. So he kind of grabs, when he grabs something, he's like, shh.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of duck underneath the bed and you can kind of see in like the upper corner in the room, kind of a little bit of that window there. And you hear kind of like the scraping getting a little louder, and as it kind of goes against the edge of the house here. And you do see kind of in the corner just this brief dark figure walking past. Continuing on, as you can hear the metal scraping in the wall as it goes like past through your kind of the space that you guys were. And it goes out of sight as it continues down whichever direction it was going into. The metal sound getting quieter
Wait, is this
and
something I
quieter.
could have seen, or is it just only heard?
I mean, there's still a chance.
I mean, do I have to peek out to look at it, or can I
Yeah,
just try
you
to?
can't see it from where you are.
I can't.
You cannot.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay.
But it's getting further, right?
It's getting further away.
Okay, you know what? I'll peek out.
All right, so you kind of run up to the, or quietly run up to the window, and you kind of do that thing where like you're kind of looking out the window, but you don't want to be seen, but you do want you want to see what's being there. It's kind of like like when nosy neighbors kind of do when they're like,
Yeah.
what you
I'm just
doing
gonna
out there?"
take a peek. I'm just taking a peek.
Yeah.
And Jaren,
Uh,
as he was like getting out from under the bed, Jaren was gonna reach for him, but then he left too quick.
Yeah. So as you look outside, it's a little hard to see with all like the rain hitting the window and kind of it's a little annoying with the blinds kind of smacking against the window as well. You do see kind of a bit of a shadowy shape of a person kind of walking and then start turning into the next kind of crossroads of the alley there.
Is
Kind
he
of
wearing
starting
anything? Or could I not tell?
No, he's wearing stuff. He's like, it's kind of hard to tell what he's wearing, but he's definitely dressed. And it's a little hard to see with like the rain and everything, but I mean, it's a person. Um, he's also starting to move out of sight at this moment.
Um, there's
I,
sorry,
have you seen that before? What is that?
I don't know.
What if it's he?
I've never even been here before on this part of Heath's land.
What if it's Heath? He likes to scrape his knives around. I've seen him do that, I think.
He fucked up a tree once.
I've never seen Heath act like that.
Well, he hasn't slept in a while. Maybe he's grumpy.
Oh.
That's what
Wait.
everyone was talking about before I came here, anyways.
He
They were
hasn't
As
slept in a while?
they were
far as
trying
I
to
know.
this and they were trying to get Heath to go to sleep, but he didn't want to.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know. Maybe he was ready for battle. He's
Hmm.
been training me. And Seven starts swinging, like pretending like he's holding a bat.
Oh. Well, did it look like Heath?
Not
Um. Ooh.
really.
Make a insight check with disadvantage.
Oh,
Okay.
7 or me?
You didn't look. You didn't
Whoever
look.
looked. Whoever looked.
7 did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you disadvantage us?
Dis. DIS. At the end,
Oh,
you have to do space dis.
yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Just look at the many ones that I've had to do.
Yeah. Well, just.
It's your turn. Oh, not bad. Not bad. All right.
He's on top right now.
Yeah.
Except for
So
Soul.
it's weird because you know Heath. You know him. But it didn't quite like have the same look as Heath, but it kind of moved like him.
Mm, well, I'm gonna stare at Jaren, being like, I'm aware that you did talk about him having a different body. He didn't look like you.
Did
So
he have dark hair?
uh, did he have dark hair?
I mean, there
Um,
was darkish hair, but it maybe could have been because of the dim lighting. It's hard to tell. I mean, it was dark.
Jaren's getting out from under the bed, and then there's no other rooms to kind of go into, right? Or look
Not
at?
just the other room that you were in.
Okay.
Maybe we could go after him.
Maybe. I guess we'll have to see. Is there a doorway to the outside here?
No, you would have to go back into the other room.
Okay.
There's not really much in this building, if you ask me. I can't really feel anything getting spicy if we keep going through here.
Mhm.
Yeah. And there's nothing like really of note here.
Not in the room that you're in.
Are there
Okay.
more rooms?
No.
No, he said there's only
Yeah,
this
it's
room and the
just
other
that,
room. Okay. Let's do a quick check of the other room again, then let's go see where that figure went.
All right. So as you guys kind of go back into the other room, um,
Oh,
you
Jared's like
yeah,
on guard.
on guard. Okay. So going back into the other room, you find that the room that you were just in had changed. It was a bit of a mess when you first came in, but this time it's even more so. Just looks like someone just ravaged through the room. And interesting enough, kind of in a bit of a clear spot in the center of the room, is just a single dagger embedded into the floorboards,
Hmm.
kind of standing like somebody was just stabbed it into the floorboards.
Is it like clean?
As far as you know, yeah.
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, so 7. As you go over to the dagger and you kind of put your weird bird wing hands around around the dagger, and you kind of yank up, and almost like a popping the cork off a bottle, you start seeing and where the dagger was embedded as a crimson pool starts to spread and grow as it just keeps flowing outwards from this point that you take the dagger from, and it starts kind of seeping through the floorboards into basically start seeping into your shoes or your weird talon feet.
Oh, this reminds me of the time I stabbed the
As
goblin.
and pretty much it's just now just a crimson blue pool into the center of the room.
7, what did you do?
Ah, I just picked up the knife.
And as you guys are kind of taking a moment to figure yourself out, Jaren, you swear you start seeing shadows in the room begin to stretch in unnatural ways. And
Maybe. Oh, go.
no, go on.
I was saying, maybe we go back to the other room.
And as you say that, before you can pretty much comprehend what just happened, 7, you take 17 points of psychic damage, and Jaren 18 points.
What the
Oh my god!
As
Why?
you feel
Oh,
a
no.
sharp piece of pain stab you in the back. Um, and you feel just a burst from this pain wound, a burst of rage and frustration, kind of just stab right into you. And as you look around, you see just a shadowy blade turning around, and you see the shadowy blades are held by a shadowy, transparent hand. The arms seem to be reaching out from the darkest parts of your own shadow on the floor. You guys start to watch as another hand starts climbing out from the shadows, stretching and kind of bending in unnatural ways as 2 dark figures start pulling themselves unnaturally out from your own shadows. Their forms violently flickering and swirling, trying to hold whatever humanoid shape that they have. Both of you kind of take a step back, realizing that around you, dozens of hands and arms and daggers start appearing from and creep from various parts of the rooms. The
Do I
rage
still
of the
have the
dream has
dagger?
no. As you take a look at your dagger, it has disappeared. So I do want to point out that you guys feel like this heavy weight of tension as the rage of the dream has now been directed towards its 2 intruders.
Oh.
Well, that's not fair. I don't have my stuff. I take out the fork from my bag.
No, I think we should get out of here.
As
And
you
with
guys,
that,
yeah.
I'm gonna grab as 7 is taking out his fork. Jaren's just gonna grab him and try to get out of there or distance himself from these shadows.
Hey, I was gonna fight those.
Sorry, I was laughing at the gift that Dash
I know, Heartless.
Yeah, it's fucking hard. I do want to point out they do kind of look like, in a way, kind of like human, just very hard to tell, like, major features. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm not letting them get close though.
Yeah, so okay, so you guys, where are you guys going?
There's only one way out, all right?
Yeah,
Are they
door out. Yeah.
There's a door out and the door to the other room? The other room's blocked.
You take a look at the room, you can start seeing those shadows starting to stretch as well.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to make our way out.
Alrighty. So as you kind of sprint out of the room there, I do want to say, I'm gonna roll to see if they do get one last strike on both of you guys.
Mm-hmm. Can I try dodging as I run out, or is that too much?
That is too much. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I throw the fork at them.
yeah, you can throw a fork. Roll to hit.
These motherfuckers. Alright. Do I modify anything? Nah, wait, nah, fuck it.
Jaren, does a 16 hit?
That's my armor class.
Okay. All right. So as kind of one of the arms grabs you and it kind of like yanks you back a little bit, it doesn't do any damage, but it kind of holds on to you before you yank it out of like its hand and you continue to run out. 7, you kind of you kind of stand there as like Jaren grabs you by the hand and you kind of like you kind of get pulled, yanked as another shadowy like dagger kind of swipes above you, kind of narrowly missing you.
I also
You
threw that
do?
fork.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Don't worry, I know.
With
You throw the
precision.
dagger, not the dagger, but the fork, and it flies straight into the face of one of the shadowy figures. I do want to point out they don't have any like eye features as well. It's just a dark void of a face. And as you see it just go break through. Just just goes right through. So you guys kind of sprint back to the door and you like push it open. I mean, it's not really that hard to do since it was kind of broken in the first place. But you kind of go back into the storm and you get like almost like pushed away and almost knocked off to balance because of the harsh winds. As rain kind of seeps into your eyes, you look back into the house that you see and you can see the shadows kind of like starting to crawl unnaturally against the floors and the walls, as their hands are kind of seeping, reaching to the doors and trying to climb themselves out. It looks a lot like kinda like if you, with, like, the World War Z with, like, the zombies kind of, like,
Ah,
crawling on top of each other.
what
So,
the
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
We need to find Heath. And with that, Jaren is going to kind of book it towards where they saw the figure kind of go.
Alright, so
Yeah.
towards the storm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
We should have done
So,
in the first
alright,
place.
so you guys kinda run, push through the storm. You have to shield your eyes from the rain blasting you in the face and, kind of, like, zigzagging through the kind of, like, the narrow alleyways, you kind of have to duck as, like, some of the, like, parts get a little bit low as you go over, like, under bridges of, like, kind of little weird I don't know what you call them, like, little, like, building bridges? I don't know fucking call what they're called. But you kind of have to
Oh,
dodge
yeah.
you know what I mean. And you kind of have to go up and down some stairs and like it kind of feels like you're going through a labyrinth within the streets and alleyways here. And as kind of seven, you're kind of like running back and you kind of do look behind you. You see the like a few of the shadow figures kind of stretching in and trying to crawl at you. They're keeping pace with you.
Oh,
Can I have you guys roll one of you roll a d20? Whoever is leading
Yeah.
where you guys are going, roll a d20 for me.
With anything or no?
No, just a straight d20.
Oh,
No! Oh my god!
Jaren, no! A nat one!
Not with that.
Okay. Okay.
I'll take over.
Oh no, this is very interesting. Um so it's strange because as you're running, other shadow figures start popping in from the thing, kind of blocking your path. And for a moment you actually kind of feel like you got cornered, but you know, as they kind of trap you into like kind of in the part of an alleyway. I do want to point out as kind of like wind buffers through them, they're also being affected by the wind here as well and the rain. And one of them kind of stumbles, and you kind of use that as an opportunity to push past them, and you kind of sprint. And as you kind of traverse, it becomes very linear the alleyway here, and it just kind of pushes you, and you kind of zigzag through. And unfortunately, this is pushing you away from the storm. And you can feel like the wind kind of pushing you back. It's actually making you run a little bit faster, but you kind of run through. Um, hmm,
Is there a
okay.
way for me to kind of loop around and get back towards where the storm is?
As far as you know, this is a very linear path. This is very tight, very narrow, and it's been a long straight of not going anywhere, other than just where the path is leading. And um, and it's very interesting because as you're running down this path, you start noticing that one by one, the shadow figures start leaving you alone. They're not pursuing you anymore. Um, and you kind of come to a slow from the whole like sprinting away from them. And you kind of have to catch your breath. It's strange. It feels heavy and like almost there's this thick pressure kind of pushed into your chest. Um, yeah, for the now, for the most part, uh, they're gone.
Is there anything we
Hmm.
could climb?
I mean, the path still continues further.
Yes.
And
But
the shadow figures are gone?
You
stop.
could see them stretch, but they're not advancing.
Oh.
Uh,
I have a feeling we have to go back towards the figures.
that's what I think. I feel that way too. I feel like we gotta go to the eye of the storm, you know?
And there's no. We're still on the linear path.
Yep. on a
Where's
very
this
linear
other
path.
way? Where's this path like going away from the storm? Is
Yes.
there a? What does it look like in that direction?
It's hard to see because of the storm there, but it does look like there's a bit of kind of like a dark space that's towards that. It's a little hard to tell, kind of like almost like a shadows being cast back there, but it's also you can see kind of past fire that it's not as stormy back there, and you do catch like faint glimmers of something oddly colored back there, kind of
Yeah,
like
my
strangely colorful compared to kind of like how gray this whole dream has been so far.
oh, I guess it's
Mm.
worth checking then.
Yeah, I don't think we can go back there without getting swarmed.
Maybe it was a sign. Who knows? Well,
Um,
I guess I'm not trying to die in. Can I die? I don't know. Let's just go that way.
is the area that we got stabbed? Are we bleeding or anything?
Yeah, you take a look at your kind of where you got stabbed. Nah, nothing's there.
Not even no color, no rip, no nothing.
Nothing.
I'm
Almost
just
like it passed
waddling.
through you.
I'm waddling.
You're waddling.
Waddling towards just where we were going.
Yeah, it's almost. I would say like it almost looks like you never got stabbed in the first place. So I do want to point that out. So
Um,
you guys continue forward.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
follow 7.
Okay. Okay, this is very interesting. All right. So the wind pushes your backs, almost kind of guiding you from behind as you walk. And you kind of continue through this kind of strange linear path between the buildings. And you feel the strength of the storm behind you begin to weaken. The rain becomes more of like a lighter downpour rather than a full-on monsoon. But it's still enough for you to be a reminder of kind of like the rage and turmoil that's still kind of present in this area. Um, you would be thankful for the slightly better weather if it wasn't for the scenery becoming more and more distorted. Once was very kind of dismal and somewhat normal buildings have become deformed, warped, and as you continue further in, you start wondering how it's possible that these buildings are kind of holding their shape and not collapsing in on themselves with how badly deformed they are. But you do take kind of like a bit of a closer look, and you can see how some of the colors and outlines begin to kind of bleed and blend into the environment.
7.
What do you
What
want me to
happened
do
to
about that?
what happened to Heath?
Oh, I don't know. He's not sleeping.
Turns
But
into a
why?
TSA of don't go to sleep.
Although he
Is there
did fall asleep
anything
right before I came here. He was tired after our training session.
training session? What'd you do in your training session?
I gave him a high five on the back.
High five on the back. With a knife?
No, it was my hands. And he's like spreading his little feather wings. Hands?
I'm gonna kind of. Is there anything that's like of note here, or anything kind of peek, kind of pop out at me?
For the most part, no, but you do start seeing that kind of same black shadowy part of that you guys were heading towards starts getting a little bit easier to see and getting a little bit better and or bigger. And the path, the linear path starts opening up. And you can start seeing other kind of sections of this street kind of going back. I do want to point out you didn't run far, or not really that long.
Yeah.
And you do kind of taking in your environment, and you see kind of where that weird black section, and it takes you for a second, but you realize that you kind of have to stop yourself from walking. You kind of have to pull 7 back too, as well as you see that what probably looks, and this is probably the most concerning part of the entire landscape here, is like the edge of the world. The dreamscape is cut away into a dark abyss beyond. As you watch in slow motion as these distorted buildings kind of slowly crumble, break off, and then fall into the darkness as the border is slowly eating away at this world.
And this is coming from where we like ran from.
No, this is coming from where you're going towards.
Oh.
I do want to point out it branched out and it's a little bit bigger. Can I have you guys just make an insight check for me real quick?
Yeah.
Nah. Jaren.
Jesus.
What?
Jaren.
Oh.
I mistyped it again. What the heck?
You have to do the double brackets.
I know. 11.
Okay, not bad, not bad. It's not necessarily a hard DC. 7 if you want to as well, you can.
I did.
Okay, there you go. 17 as well. Okay. This whole dream has been really weird, like really strange. It's kind of fucked up, but this is probably, I want to say, probably the strangest thing. And it's weird because you don't know why you know this. But the scene that you see before you is the erosion of one's soul. As you watch buildings and after buildings crumble and fall and get taken away by the void, you're witnessing the already year worth long of damage to the mind and soul. This is basically the hourglass of your friend's borrowed time.
Oh.
We need to find Heath now. And with that, Jaren is going to he is going to pick a kind of whichever direction felt like the figure went towards the shadowy part, right?
Well, it went towards the center of the storm,
Okay.
which is kind of was in the direction of the figures, but
Yeah. Can
Yeah.
can I cut through one of the other streets and head toward that direction again? Or are there more figures are starting to pop up?
Yeah. So you can go in that direction. And I do want to say that you can take another route, Charles, that way. And you can head in that direction. And for the most part, can I have you guys make a just a stealth check just to see
Yeah.
how assuming that you guys are going into this different area.
Well,
Oh. 12.
12? Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So 12 and 12. That's kind of funny. For the most part, you don't really see any of those same kind of thing. It's almost like whatever the intention was, it kind of not necessarily lost interest, but just backed off when you came towards this weird void. And as you're kind of walking back into the storm. I do want to say you both kind of notice as the wind suddenly kind of starts to pick up and you kind of have to hold on to something and not to be thrown away, kind of blown away. And the rain becomes much more erratic and piercing and making it even harder to see. And you can kind of see through between the buildings as their clouds become more violent and chaotic, swirling into Tunamwood at the center of the storm. And you can just hear the loud rumbling as it seems like the storm is growing in energy. But for the most part, you guys don't catch the attention of any weird, strange shadow things within the landscape. You'll occasionally will see like kind of like if you look through like one of the rooms or windows, you kind of see one of the shadows stretch a little bit, but kind of go back. But not really having their attention focused on you. Roll another d20 for me.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
19.
Okay. Alrighty. So
Oh, well, too.
kind of
Fuck.
going in, you do get closer and closer into the storm. And it's kind of weird because as you're kind of traversing through the alley and streets, it just suddenly opens up into kind of a bit of a clearing. And in this clearing, hold on, let me see. I kind of lost my my place here. Okay, there you go. You see as there is this weird twisted mound of flesh and metal in the center of this clearing. There's nothing else in it. It's just something there that's just looks a little bizarre. You also both of you start noticing that there's a smell of kind of like rot and vile.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
pull up my cloth.
uh is there anywhere you guys want to go?
I guess I'll head towards the mound. Is there anything like I recognize in the mound, or is it's just flesh and?
Yeah, I mean, as you kind of take a closer look at it, you see that there's kind of like a bit of like a shape of like a figure, and you start noticing that you can see the same shadowy kind of daggers as multiple blades kind of pierce through the entire torso of this body. And it's kind of weird because the corpse is kind of propped up, or like this weird flesh, and it kind of looks like a corpse is propped up by the blades, kind of positioned or maybe kind of like in a way, kind of almost like presented in a weird crucified manner.
Crucified. Looking.
And I don't recognize this corpse or anything.
You can take a closer look to see.
Are the daggers aren't they're the shadow daggers, right?
Yeah,
They're not moving or anything?
not moving.
Alright, I'm gonna carefully take a closer look.
Okay. So taking a closer look into this body, you see that it's rotten and unrecognizable. It's so far gone that you can't really tell what type of humanoid creature this once was.
Okay.
You can see that there are parts of mangled armor that were once kind of where it was wearing, but it's completely ripped open by the shadowy blades. The most interesting thing about this is that you can see there's a crimson stream of blood that pours from its mouth, its nose, and its eyes, kind of like a gory, demented fountain.
Hey, Jaren, last time I saw this crimson juice, we got stabbed by shadow figures. Maybe we should keep moving.
As so Jaren's gonna kind of turn away from the sight, but
Mhm.
the armor, is it like the ones from that memory Jaren had?
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, he's gonna turn away from it, and he's gonna just keep note of that.
As you turn away, Seven, were you still watching the weird corpse thing?
Yeah.
You watch as it suddenly jolts and
Oh.
starts moving its head unnaturally to look at you.
Uh,
You hear strange gurgle and rasp coming from its like weird throat as it's trying to attempt to say something of importance.
uh, uh, is there anything like covering its mouth or anything? Like, or is it just like a rotted
I mean,
face?
it's like trying to make noises as more blood is
Mm-hmm.
kind of pouring from its mouth.
I mean, I don't, what am I supposed to do? What they expect me to do here? It should have been Sterling, not me.
What? You're regretting your
Um,
decisions.
Jared,
Jaren,
what are we supposed to do here?
at this point, Jaren's kind of looking around to see if he can spot any sign of Heath. Um,
Make a
Jared,
perception check.
it looks like
Okay.
he's trying to talk. Pointing at him.
You're pointing at it.
Yeah, I don't understand anymore.
Jaren is not going to. After he
ignoring
kind of
it.
took note to the armor, he's like,
No.
I have an idea of what this is, but I'm also this is making me feel ill. So
7, if you want, you can step a little closer to hear what it says.
10.
It's probably gonna tell me to kill
You don't see
myself.
him. You don't see anything
Okay.
other than just the storm raging. Though I do want to say, kind of, you can see some of the buildings are a little bit lower down. You can kind of see that it's really seems to be collecting in one particular direction. So you have now an idea of where to head.
Okay.
7, what were you going to say?
Does it feel malicious?
Make
Can
an
I?
insight check.
Okay, because I am out of my element.
6.
6.
6, okay. No, it doesn't feel malevolent.
I
It just feels like a
don't.
corpse.
I don't want to listen to a corpse. If Jaren doesn't want to, if Jaren's ignoring me, I'm not getting anywhere near that.
All right.
But maybe it'll. I'm gonna just
Um,
The
get.
curiosity. What are you gonna
While
do?
you are examining the corpse, Jaren is going to start kind of slowly making his way towards where it looks like they should head next.
Hey,
Alright.
what? But Jared,
I have a feeling he's this way. Come on.
it has something to say. It's alive.
Jaren's already walking off.
As I kind of like start going in James' direction, I want to try to listen one more time.
All right.
I'll get a little closer, but
You'll get a
not
little closer.
not close enough
Okay.
for it to grab
Okay.
me or anything.
All right. Listening closely to the corpse, you can barely make out the phrase, and it's really hard to hear. And it kind of goes along the lines as you're no different than him. You are no different than him. You are no different. So kind of over and over again.
I don't know.
And the blood kind of pours heavier out of the corpse through its wounds and its mouth and its eyes. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna jog away, making sure not to touch any of the shadow knives on the floor too. I feel like someone would get chills on his back. He's like, oh, what he's talking about.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
Man's crazy. He dead. He's not talking sense anymore.
I feel like looking at the corpse, Jaren might have heard that and just was like, I'm not going to pay mind to it right now.
Yeah. All right. So, ignoring the corpse, you guys continue further in down, and I do want to point out, yeah, this is definitely going towards the strength of the storm. And it doesn't take you long for you guys to, kind of push past the buildings and they are seeming to get a little bit more sparse, and there seems to be more openings, but nothing of interest within them. Until you finally step out around the corner of a building and you just get blasted with another gust of wind. I do want both of you to make a uh, strength or dex save.
Okay.
I'll do Dex.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Dex too.
All right.
21.
21.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
wrong channel. That
Wow! Look at that. A 9.
one doesn't count, right?
Oh, no, it does.
It does.
Rolled.
It's the wrong
7.
channel.
7. As you kind of step out and you're doing your little bird waddle, you suddenly get blasted with this thing, and you are literally lifted up into the air and smacked into the wall. You take 1 point of psychic damage.
Fucker.
Jaren, you're good. You kind of like brace yourself. Taken a little back by it, but not too big of a deal.
I'm gonna kind of turn back to 7 and be like, here, and reach out his hand to him.
All right. So as you 7, what do you do?
Oh, wait, what's happening?
Jaren reached out
Jaren's
his
reaching out his
hand.
hand to you.
It's
He's a
too
little
dark. You
he's
can't see.
discombobulated.
I'm discombobbled.
Yeah.
Well, I'll reach out. I feel like I came in this very I'm looking for my jerky, bro. Now I feel like I'm reverting to a wild animal that needs to survive. I'll
How
take
quick
your
that has
hand.
changed.
This isn't my element, all right?
So, you kind of step into the kind of more and further into in this opening. You can kind of see past all of like the rain. It is now that harbor that you remember seeing, Jaren. This
Mhm.
is basically the clearing that that you were familiar with when you last met with Keith.
Mhm.
And you can see as the waves are pushing violently against the harbor and kind of gushing over the walls and kind of pouring into the cobblestone kind of by the pier. And you see overlooking to the water, just about a bit of a distance away, is just a beam of light going down into the middle of the ocean. And this is, as you probably can both see, probably the eye of the storm.
In the
And
ocean?
in the water, in the
In
middle
the
of the water
water?
of the ocean, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You're having a Kingdom Hearts moment in there.
I don't see Heath anywhere. Jaren is like desperately looking around for Heath now.
um,
Jaren, I'm
make a
convinced he's
perception check.
I'm
Okay.
convinced he's in that.
All right.
I'm convinced
So,
he's there, so
yeah, you think he's there?
7 is.
22.
Nice. So
He's looking
it's faint.
hard.
It's faint, but you see that same kind of weird humanoid figure just walking in the water towards the eye of the storm.
That has to be Heath.
Jaren is gonna run to kind of the edge of the water,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna call out to Heath.
Yeah, you call out to Heath. The figure doesn't respond. Just continues walking.
He's gonna call out again. And this time he lets go of 7, and he's like kind of cupping his mouth so
He
he can
inhales.
yell louder.
So, no, he doesn't notice. So as you're kind of shouting out, unflinching, the figure, almost kind of like on a mission, continues heading towards whatever is at the center of the storm here. I do want to point out what's really strange, and it kind of takes you a while now that you kind of see behind like all of the water and the waves and the rain. He's pretty far into the ocean, but he looks like he's walking on top of it.
You know what? Seven's gonna sprint out into the water. I feel like I can walk on water. I am a goddess.
7, as you run and jump off of the harbor, you kind of start falling down into where the water is, and it's shallow.
I
But
thought I
it-
was expecting it to be.
And it's weird because you look down below, and it looks like it goes further down, but you're not sinking further down. There's almost like
I'm gonna,
a
I'm gonna,
invisible layer keeping you up.
I'm gonna shout out to Jaren. I'm gonna say it's a race.
Jaren is already seeing you like walking. He's already sprinting out there.
All right, and with this, we're gonna call it a break.
Yay! Break time!
Hey,
Break time! Break
break
time!
time.
Break time.
Be back in 5 to 10. Everybody
Yeah.
go get some water, use the bathroom, grab a snacky,
snack.
get a
Yeah.
little stretch, and we'll see you back
Yeah.
here in a moment.
Yeah.
Hee hee.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right, we're back.
Hey, we're back.
Hey.
Oh, aren't we having a
Hey.
grand old time?
Man, this
I
has
am.
been
I am.
fantastic.
I definitely am.
I've been at the edge of my seat this entire time.
Yeah. All right. We're all good. We're gonna jump right into it. All right.
Yeah.
So, we're actually now in the real world. Seven
Oh.
is asleep, and he's been sleeping away, and the rest of you guys have been kind of hanging out in the boys' room, kind of waiting for Seven to do his thing with whatever that is with the dream stick. What are you guys doing?
Well, Macaria's meditating in the corner of the bed. Still.
Still.
As soon as they fall asleep, looking down on them as they're just laying on the bed, Sterling notices how just like dirty and grimy and disheveled they both are, and is going to grab a cloth or like a towel from the bathroom, wet it, and very gently clean Heath up.
You do that. Also, while you're doing this, Zoe kind of goes into and she's like, "You mind if I fill up the bathtub here? If you don't mind, maybe just to keep an eye for the night of the two."
Yeah, of course. Go for it.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys sticking around.
Yeah, I would pull out the bathtub, make it maybe go into the same room, but it's kind of bolted into the floor.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. If anything happens, we'll be sure to call out to you.
All right, thank you. I'd appreciate that. Alrighty. So yeah, you pretty much gather some wet cloths and whatever you can find to clean up the two stinky boys on the bed.
Yeah, they're disheveled. Getting all the sand off of them, kind of wiping away some of the dirt. Is the wound on Heath's hand from earlier in that morning, is it still there? Because I know Sterling had casted a spell, but did that just like only stop the bleeding?
No, it is fully healed.
Okay.
There is a little bit of like kind of like a weird scarring within the skin from it, but nothing that will last.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Sponge bathing.
sponge.
Sponge bathing? I mean, kind of. Yeah, I guess as close as you can get to that. I don't think they have. Maybe they do.
Are you taking off any clothes? Or are you like?
No, he's not gonna strip them and die. Sterling believes in consent. He's just kind of wiping away what he can, what's already visible on them.
I'm seeing if you'd see his back or something.
Oh no, he's not gonna like move them around. He's literally just, he doesn't want to wake them up, so it's just if they're both laying on like their backs, he's just wiping their like front sides.
Making sure their faces aren't fucking
Yeah.
just full of gunk.
I know. All the fucking like sand that's been on Heath's face and hair.
It's still there.
He's brushing it away.
Yeah. There's like a portion of his hair that's like sticking up because of just like the grease and the sand. And...
This man, he has not been taking care of himself. Yeah. And
is Cyril in the room as well?
Yeah, she was.
All right, yeah. All right, okay. Good to know. Yeah. Continue. Sorry, I just wanted to make that point.
Let's see. Just looking down on them too makes Sterling very, very sad. This feels all too familiar for him. But he's just gonna very slowly clean up the boys. as much as he can without waking them.
Do you want to do some little fun? Do you want to do a cleanup check?
Yeah, I can do a cleanup check. Roll to clean.
Let's see here. What would that be? What would a cleanup check be?
Would that be
Let's
like
say-
survival?
You know what? Sure.
Or
Dex.
medicine?
Let's do medicine. Let's do medicine. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Cleanup check.
Roll to clean. 15.
Yeah, you do good enough. It's fine. You know, you prefer probably if it would be better, but again, you don't want to disturb them.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to wake them up. Because I don't know what that's going to do with the spell. Or if that's going to make anything freaky. As best as I can. He's going to also kind of brush Heath's hair out of his eyes. If they were kind of... If his hair was super
They were a
disheveled.
fucking mess. Yeah, they were a fucking
he's
mess.
Gonna,
so yeah.
He's gonna just brush his hair to the side a little bit.
Yeah, and again, you see that kind of same, like, feral, like, really upset kind of, like, expression that he has.
He's
yeah.
angry.
Is just angry. And, like, it kind of makes you wonder why he hasn't had, like, crease marks on his face because of how angry he is, and they're just permanently there.
Permanent.
Yeah.
Permanent stress.
And then
wrinkle.
you're like, oh, maybe it's because of Jaren. Maybe he's preventing that from happening. Maybe.
Jaren's softness.
But I do want to say that kind of you taking care of them, about a little under than an hour passes by. And you kind of take your eyes off of them for like just a brief second when you notice that both Seven and Heath just kind of jolt for a bit.
Oh.
And you watch as blood starts pouring from both Seven and Heath's nose.
Oh my god.
What?
Sterling lets out a quick shit as he rushes over to their side at the bed. And he's going to cast... Fuck, which one was it? Fuck, where'd my cards go? My cards are here, it's fine. He is going to cast Prayer of Healing on the two of them.
Alright. Roll to see what they heal, and then both Jaren and Seven, you heal for that much.
How much?
For however much they roll.
Oh, okay, it has not rolled.
7, just make sure you leave 1 point down. Just for the timeline of things.
Mhm.
I gotcha.
15. Yeah, let's fucking
Alright.
go.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys, so you kind of watch, you kind of see both of their bodies kind of relax a bit more. Especially Seven. He kind of tensed up and it was kind of nerve-wracking because, you know, the high contrast of the red blood on the white feathers.
I was worried. God.
Yeah. And you kind of see him just go back to, you know, where the blood came from. Now it's just like a slightly bloodied snot bubble coming through his
Ew.
vehicle.
Gross.
Yeah.
I just cleaned them
It's a
up.
blood bubble.
Yeah. The blood bubble. I mean, they still have a little bit of the blood still on them.
Sterling's gonna try and wipe that away a little bit. I just cleaned them up.
Is there anything you want to do before I switch back to the dreamscape? Or Cyril as well, if there anything you want to do as well.
Wait, does Sterling
or-
make any noise?
Actually, yeah. How loud was Sterling's shit?
Well, he didn't like yell it. It was more of just saying it in a normal voice.
Oh, okay.
How heavy did he take a shit?
Macaria is still
How loudly did he
meditating.
fucking shit?
Yeah, out loud.
Okay.
Wait, is Cyril
So, yeah.
awake?
Yeah,
Is
Sarah
Sarah
was
Is
there
she
with her.
meditating?
Meditating.
Meditating.
Oh, she's
Okay.
meditating too. So
Okay,
it's just
so-
Sterling.
Just Sterling.
Sterling doesn't normally curse, so that's a good thing. No, no,
He's like,
surrounded to hear it.
good.
Good.
Everyone's asleep.
There we
No
go.
witnesses.
Thank you, Lily. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. I'm like,
He's on
wait.
top of it.
Sterling is just gonna start pacing back and forth worriedly as he's still staring at them in bed. But that's it. That's it. That's all he's gonna
Okay.
do.
All right. With that being said, we're back into the dreamscape. We're back to that stormy ocean waters kind of crashing and up and down as both Jaren and Seven start sprinting and racing towards whatever is out there into the middle of the ocean in the center of the storm. I do want to point out as a word of fact and timing wise, the figure is pretty much by this time disappears into the eye of the storm. You do not see him anymore. But he's there. Hopefully.
Seeing the figure kind of disappear, Jared also be like, shit. Like,
Everybody's staring
That's
these
A
days.
parallel of shit.
Shit. All right.
I'm ahead of Jaren, right?
Yes. Yes,
Because
you
I
are.
was. I'm keeping.
Actually, what are your running speeds here? Your
Rolled a race.
30.
30. Okay. Okay, good to
Mine
know.
is also
That
30.
determines how many rounds this is going to be. So, as you start running, the wind gets stronger and stronger, and it's basically like hurricane level winds here. As you're kind of running through, and kind of it's a little weird running on top of this water and seeing kind of the dark abyss of water of the ocean below you, and just somehow you're staying on top. A huge unexpected, yeah, it's basically Naruto running. So you basically hit this huge kind of gust of wind that pushes you. I need you guys to both make no dexterity. This is purely strength because there's nothing to grab onto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is without the gloves, right?
Yeah, this is without the gloves. They are no longer attuned to you. Oh, 7.
Oh no.
So as you are running, you are pushed back. Both of you just get flung into the air, and you guys fall into the water completely. Like what? You guys were drenched, but now you just feel the coldness of the ocean, and just kind of pull you in, and it's like this heavy, dark blanket of weight. And basically, this is the moment that you guys lose visual of whatever figure was kind of disappeared into the center of the storm. As you guys get back up, and it's kind of hard to kind of get back as more winds of gust kind of pushes you through. And whatever warmth you had in your bodies, guys, it is gone at this point. You are so cold. And 7, you are just literally, you're like weighed down by the amount of water in your feathers.
Well,
Maybe I'll keep your strength better.
Jaren's still gonna try to make it towards where
Yeah,
the figure
so
went.
pretty much just pushing every to the side. You have one focus. It has to be Heath. Something's wrong with him. You have to get to him before it's too late. And you just wheel yourself to start getting back up, running after it. And another wave kind of pushes into you, and you kind of lose your balance a little bit as you continue pushing towards the center of the storm. I need you guys to make another strength saving throw.
15.
15? Okay. Okay,
18.
okay. So as you guys are running, you see as a lull of the wave
Natural
dips
20.
down. Yeah, nice. I know. It's nice. As you see kind of a lull of the wave going down and kind of start going back up as this giant kind of almost tsunami kind of level wave kind of crashes towards your direction. And this kind of quick thinking, you guys actually kind of push underneath the water kind of to hold ground as the water kind of washes over you, kind of pushing you back just a little bit, but you are able to pop back up and start running even closer towards the thing. I need you guys to make another strength saving throw.
Fucking fight for our lives.
8.
Uh-oh.
Joan,
What?
please.
Gowan. Gowan. So, yeah, as you kind of run down, and you're kind of sprinting, there's another gust of kind of wind, and both you and Seven kind of ground yourself, and you guys don't really get affected by it. But Jaren, you don't really notice as another wave kind of crashes into you, and it actually knocks you off of your feet, and you get pretty much dragged back into the harbor. Not as all the way there, but you're kind of being dragged closer. Seven, you're actually now about 15 feet away from Jaren, and you're still running. Jaren, you do get back up. And I will ask you guys for one last strength saving throw.
For all the marbles.
Yeah, actually, this one is a pretty important one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So,
Important, huh?
yeah, this one's really important actually.
-1, sir.
So, as you guys are running and you're sprinting, the thunder, or like the lightning and thunder, kind of crackles within the sky, and you start feeling the air start to feel a little bit of a buzz as crash straight onto you guys. A lightning strikes you to where you guys are, as you feel like the jolt of pain. I have to take. Okay.
Like 7, it was just too cold.
11, 15, 19. All right, as you take 19 points of psychic damage.
How many?
19.
19?
Dude, you two would have fucking
You sure-
died if Sterling
you-
didn't heal you.
You sure you didn't mean 9?
19.
9, right?
1 9.
You motherfucker.
I
Bruh.
said this was an important one.
Yeah.
Well, guess, 7 would have died.
Yeah, 7 would have
I
died.
literally would have died. Oh my god.
That's 8 health.
So yeah, pretty much shocked and still in pain from the struck of lightning that you just guys pretty much experienced. Do you guys get back up?
I mean, I would assume so. I don't want to
All
just.
right.
I just want to give
You
up.
get back up and you kind of push through. And you guys are in a lot of pain, which is strange because in a dream you shouldn't feel pain, but you feel pain. And as you kind of continue through, and this is the strongest part of the storm, and you push through the waves and the wind and head towards the center, and the sound of the storm is both deafening and blinding you, but you continue to go forward. Nat,
Yes.
you got struck by lightning,
Oh, that's fine.
and you took 19 points of psychic damage.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Did we make it to the center?
well, let's see if you find out. Let's find out. So you kind of, the storm kind of rages. It's so strong that you're almost able to press on, but until the wane and the wind and rain abruptly stops, and it kind of makes you almost fall forward because of the sudden release of force pushing you back. And you kind of get yourselves back up from kind of looking up, and you open your eyes and you find yourself in the eye of the storm. A perfect circle in the center of this frustration and rage around you. The wind or the water around you is completely still and calm, unaware or unbothered by whatever surrounds it. Though there's still this eerie quiet that lingers in the air. At the center of this kind of ring is just a singular building. The coined moon that's shining above, kind of almost like an iris within the sky, shines a singular gold ray down, almost like a spotlight above what looks like a temple. Beautiful stained glass of elegant clovers decorate the exteriors, accompanied by simple marble gray pillars. Its dark wooden doors opened, welcome you to whatever lies inside.
Um, I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
There's nothing else like around, right?
Nope, just complete quiet. And the storm around you in a circle.
Not. Yeah, he's just gonna go in.
All right.
I don't see Heath anywhere, right?
You don't see Heath. All right. So, you guys take forward to go walk inside. I quickly jump back to the real world again. Since you
Oh
guys
my
did
goodness.
take a lot of major damage. Sterling, as you're keeping an eye, you this time hear this loud grunt coming from both Seven and wait, is that Jaren's voice coming through Heath?
Oh my
As
goodness.
Oh,
as they kind of spurt blood out of their mouths.
Oh my
and
gosh.
nose.
Oh.
And as you see a corner of blood is kind of seeping out from the corners of their eyes.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
gods! Okay, Sterling literally yells, "Oh gods!" And he's gonna rush to their side again. And
Jesus.
he's like shaking as he starts casting Prayer of Healing at level 3,
All right.
which I
Makari,
believe
yeah.
does. Okay, go ahead.
What's Makari doing?
I think that would have woken Makari and Cyril.
Yeah.
Oh, she was just meditating at the edge of the
Yeah.
bed. Like, she was just
Yeah.
like, wake me up when something happens.
Yeah. Yeah,
Something
Makari,
happened.
you kind of hear Sterling shout, and you kind of will yourself up, or like awake, and you kind of blink a little bit, and you look at like Sterling's panic-stricken face as he's looking directly at Seven and Heath, and you see as blood is kind of around their mouths and nose, and again the corner of their eyes as well.
Like, are they dead? Well, actually, she's gonna be like, hey, are they? And then she looks at them and she's like, no, they're still breathing.
As you're saying that, it takes Sterling has been chanting his spell because it takes fucking 10 minutes to
Yeah.
do the spell.
Yeah.
So he's just very hurriedly casting this and heals for 23 points.
All right. That
All
should
right.
bring you guys back up to full.
God.
That
Yeah.
should. All right.
What in the name of
I don't know what's going
Lystra?
on. This is dangerous.
I shouldn't have trusted Seven.
What could they possibly be doing in there?
Why are they both bleeding?
I don't know. I don't know. Man. Sterling is fucking stressed out.
Should we wake them up?
No, I don't want to, just in case maybe they're close to something. We'll give them just a little bit more time. If anything else bad happens, maybe we do try and wake them.
This is the first time this has happened.
This is the second time. Third time's the the charm.
I think I'll maybe go down to talk to Quinny. This.
And as you do that, we're gonna go back into the dream. So, as you guys step, you guys are all here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, just wanted to make sure because you were muted.
Sorry, he's
But
going crazy.
I know. He's got puppy energy. He's getting as excited as I am here. So
I wanted to take him. I wanted to take him out, but like I heard coyote noises, so I'm like,
no. All right. So, as you guys step into the temple, you're a bit surprised with how cold it is on the inside. The interior is decorated with kind of the same marble that you saw outside as well, with the same wood motif. But there's these elegant blue drapes that kind of drape across the ceiling with silver inlays align the edges of this temple. The entirety of this floor is completely flooded, covering up the marble flooring. It's completely dark. However, there's a single light ray coming from the moon shining down a circular window, as you can see kind of the shadows of the raindrops hitting the glass. They're kind of in that circle of light is a marble altar full of coins. Water seeping from the cracks of the marble, giving it kind of a resemblance of another fountain. And this time it's just water. But they're standing in front of the altar, back turned. Blades in each hand is a familiar young man. Taller than both of you, with dark, messy black hair, wearing a blue vest and a simple long sleeve white shirt. Along with dark pants and boots. Around his neck is a purple and pink checkered bandana.
you're just gonna shout.
The figure kind of turns around and looks, and you can see this kind of very determined and, of course, angry, but still pretty unnaturally angry look to him, but also just a bit of shock as he pulls up the daggers and takes a few steps back, saying, "Not this too."
What?
Yeah.
What?
And then Seven's gonna also yell out Heath, by the way, but with a
Yeah.
question mark.
Fuck do you want with me now?
He's like, you don't know what he.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Heath, what are you talking about?
And he kind of like, you can see like he's tensing up and he's looking quickly between the two and he's like, of course they show both of these two.
I mean, what? Show?
What? Heath,
Seven's
it's
very
me.
visually confused.
Fuck off, Tamora. Can't trick me this time.
Who's Tamora?
What's that? You know,
What?
I don't know what Seven would do.
Would Seven even know anything about?
Well, Seven
no,
was there
he-
when Heath was explaining what happened the first time he
Yeah.
had the dream.
Yeah.
But would he remember that?
I know,
the
right?
name?
Would he
knew it.
remember?
No, well, he obviously heard Jaren yell out Heath. That's why he went Heath.
Yeah, but would he remember the goddess's name from way back then?
Oh, probably not.
Yeah,
but I don't. But I just don't know what he would. How he would respond to this whole. He's just gonna be scratching his head.
He's just
Like,
eyeing you two very cautiously.
Seven's just gonna start awkward. Does he look at Seven? Like,
Yeah, he's looking between the two of you.
Seven's just gonna awkwardly wave.
Oh my gosh.
Very confused.
Jaren's gonna take like a cautious step forward, and he's like, Heath, what's happening?
Uh,
Everything's like weird.
Back off! Back off! And you can see he's like pulling up the daggers up.
Seven's gonna go, did you crucify the guy out there?
Oh my
He
god!
kind of looks a little
Oh, I'm
confused.
gonna glare at Seven.
What?
Like he's like, gotta admit these are some pretty convincing copies.
Why does Seven have no like fucking awareness of the things that he's saying? Jesus,
I gotta be right back.
I
Oh
got
my
I got
god.
this one. Oh, okay. Seven's gonna say, I get it now.
Get what?
So you've been So this is why you've been so stressed. You've been busy fighting off all these like shadow things. I always knew you were strong, but I couldn't even hit them.
Shadow things. The fuck are you? I'm not gonna listen to you.
Yeah, I even threw a fork. That I found. And look, my bag. It doesn't even. All my stuff is gone. Even my jerky shaped tea.
Heath kind of takes his eyes away from you guys and he kind of looks up, kind of towards where the stained glass is, and he says, "Tomorrow, enough of these tricks. I'm fucking sick and tired of them."
I guess Seven's gonna ask, like, what are you talking about? Tricks?
If you want, you can make a insight check because
Yeah,
he's completely ignoring you guys now.
okay, I'll do an insight check. It's a load of barnacles. Alright, well, not 20.
Oh, um, so you've seen Heath kind of on edge, especially lately, and you
Okay, back.
vaguely remember in your bird brain form, Heath mentioning something about kind of how Tamora was. He just hates this lady Tamora, or this whoever this Tamora person is, and you get the feeling that a lot of his stress is coming from this Tamora person he's talking about, and it's directed towards that. And you get the feeling that he actually thinks that you are not Seven. You do not exist. You are just a figment of a torture device for him.
Jaren is gonna keep taking slow steps forward, and he's gonna be like, Heath, I'm not Tamora or whoever. It's me, Jaren.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
I also want to say a thing.
Yes.
And
Go ahead.
I wanted to say, Heath, all this training, I could fight too, you know. And he has, by the way,
Yeah.
proficiency in persuasion. I want you to know that.
Me too.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
does have
As
that.
Jaren is saying that too, he'll also be like, don't you remember, Heath? Like, our pinky promise.
Seven
And he's
shadowboxing.
pulled up his hand.
Heath kind of takes another look at you guys, and you could see that he looks really like confused and like he doesn't really know what to think, and he's like, Jaren?
It's me.
I'm in your dream
Seven's
again.
waiting for you for Heath to acknowledge him.
Oh, for Seven.
And
Aw.
he does look at Seven and be like, wait, what? 7? No, that doesn't make sense.
And then Seven's gonna say, we use the dream stick, by the way.
Oh, oh, you do. Okay. So with that, he looks really angry at you, Seven. Like, and he's like, "The fuck you did? What
What?
the fuck? I told you I didn't." And like this time, he like walks up to you and he like grabs you by your like shirt. But like, the fuck? I told you I'm fine.
Are you? You're
Um,
shaking.
You're trembling.
You're trembling.
In anger.
um, before Heath can actually respond, you all of these three hear kind of in like a warm chuckle echoing around in the temple. Well, isn't this interesting?
Oh shit.
What the?
Seven just opens his beak.
Jaren's gonna kind of step closer to Heath.
Yeah, this is at this time like Heath just drops and he like whips around trying to see if he can find where that sound is coming from. And you hear all like kind of in a darker corner in the temple, the kind of sounds of somebody just slow clapping. And the sounds of light footsteps as you kind of see the figure coming out from the shadows. And you see a smaller lady in a simple commoner's dress walks out into the light. The hair exactly the same shade of dark, messy black hair as the unfamiliar form of Heath, accompanied by a familiar pale and freckled complexion. You get the feeling that these features are similar enough that there's some kind of blood connection. The only difference is the soft green eyes looking back at you. Who would have thought that this would become quite the gallery? The lady that you see before you rests her back against one of the pillars, arms crossed, her green eyes kind of scanning you each kind of carefully. Heath just completely tenses up, and you can actually hear kind of like the clatter of the daggers drop down, his eyes wide, as he goes, "Mom?"
Mommy?
Mom. And
Stop!
Jaren kind of
That's enough.
Jaren kind of looking over this woman. She does look familiar.
Yeah. Yes, she does.
Why are you Heath? I thought your mom was dead.
Oh, she is.
Who said
Heath,
that?
that was the lady.
Yeah.
Heath kind of goes, fuck. And you can see him like kind of like Arthur fisting and like trembling.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the Arthur fist. I bet
Yeah,
Seven
the
would just
clear.
be Seven would just be darting his head back and forth, like, huh? What? Ooh.
You
Who
kind
are
of.
you?
It's good to see you again, Jaren. It's good to see that you're doing well.
Wait a
And-
second. And oh, sorry, continue.
No, continue. I was gonna say that she kind of like glances a little bit at like a simple coin that's in her hand that she just kind of like does like little finger tricks with.
Wait. Was she? Does she look like the same lady? That Jaren had talked to before.
No. This
Oh.
lady that you see, you've only seen in kind of the weird, strange visions that you've seen from Heath.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with the flipping of the coin,
That's perception check.
Okay.
Just,
Hang
I
on a
guess,
second. Wait, the puppy away from the cat.
Okay.
while you do that, can I feel whether or not I can cast magic here?
No, you cannot feel like if you
Like,
know or not.
would I know? Okay.
No.
I want. How could I?
She kind of looks between the two and or between two of you, and she says, "Curious. I wasn't aware that there was a way to enter the mind other than, you know, the divine interventions."
Huh. Well, what the fuck would Seven do in this situation?
So he kind of stands like he's been like super rigid, and he kind of hear like this bit of this choke up kind of voice that he has, and he's like, "How fucking dare you? You have no fucking right to look like her." And the lady kind of smiles a bit, and she's like, "I don't? Well, that's where you're wrong. I think she would be happy that I'm honoring her like this."
Or Seven would just be like snapping his head back and forth because his involvement in this is just like, what is this?
He's like, what's going on?
What's going on?
What do I do here?
What do you do here? What do you do? You do?
What do you do? You do. I do.
Yeah, Heath is just gonna be like, the fuck does that mean? And she kind of walks a little bit closer, still kind of messing with the coin in her hand. And she goes, "How cruel. I'd be utterly disappointed if I had a son like you. Put so much hope into a child who would betray her own faith."
If only Jaren could do something.
I know. Dang. Man, Jared's just frozen in shock. But yeah, no, it's Heath kind of goes like, he's like, "What do you mean?" Like, and so she goes, "Well, you see, Asira was a follower of my teachings. A faithful one, in fact, actually. And she'd pray often to bring better fortune for both her and yours lives."
Oh, his mom was a cultist.
Oh
Little
my
bird,
God.
you don't know what you're talking about. I'm actually been watching over for a very long time, and quite well established. There is no cult. I mean, not one that is tainted. But you don't have to look far for other followers. You've definitely met other people of my faith. Actually, in the town of Phandalin, in fact.
Darren, what do we do? What do we do?
So, okay, just a little bit of a recap.
Sorry.
Tamura, he kind of questioned why he looks like his mom. And she went with a good old I would be utterly disappointed if I had a son like you. And
Oh.
talked about how his mom, Sarah, would have been a follower of her teachings.
Oh my
And that
gosh.
there's many people within that you've known already on this journey that follow her.
And I think during this whole time, Jaren was kind of processing that
Austin Wheel.
yeah, that this lady is the same one that had given him the coin
Mm-hmm.
when he first started kind of passing out.
Well, if the dots are a little slow there, my poor little bird friend. I am Tamora, the goddess of good fortune. Aren't you guys lucky?
The goddess of good. Wait, it's you.
Yeah. I see that my good luck charm has definitely profited you well. You seem to be pretty well with yourself, with a new group of friends and some new fortunes.
What about Heath?
He's a different case. He is reaping what he sowed. And Heath kind of goes, "You already did what you needed to do. Turned me into a fucking coin. What else do you want from me?" And she kind of smiles back and laughs with him, or laughs at him. You're like, "You think that was it?" I don't need to explain how the fates intertwine with the divine and their interventions. It's just sad. Sarah deeply believed in you and hoped that her fortune would of having you would bleed into you, but how sad. You're squandering her dying wish.
And I think with that, Jaren is gonna step kind of in front of Heath
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Hang on, how how he's how is he squandering it? He's doing his best."
He took away something very precious of mine. Didn't you, Heath? And Heath goes, "The fuck you talking about? It was just a bunch of coins." And Tamura goes, "Yeah, to you mortals, it's coins, but each coin represents a wish and a hope for some luck to change, a token of faith. And how cruel of you to take that away from people, to take away their key to of good fortune. Well, it's only fair I would to take away your fortune as well." Heath is just quiet. There's a lot going on right now for him.
Yeah, I mean
Mentally
it's for
processing.
everyone.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I do with 7? I don't know. It's out of my pay grade.
Sounds like I didn't sign up to handle a god.
Family drama and God or whatever. I don't know. I was just
Um,
here for my brother in arms. What am I gonna
um,
do here?
what are you gonna do?
Start with that. Protect your brother in arms.
Yeah, you know what? Can I attempt? I'm just gonna attempt to do what Seven would do. And it's like, you know what? Clearly, this person's upsetting Heath. I'm
Mhm.
gonna attempt to cast a firebolt. See if it
Oh my-
happens or not. And
Oh my
shoot
I don't
it.
think you can
Hey,
cast magic here.
you
You
can't?
grab your hand.
Oh,
and
I don't
you
know that.
Focus on that magic and that familiar spell that you do. You feel nothing. There is no magic to cast.
Well, I tried everything I can.
What was that, little bird?
He's just like swinging his arm, towards him, making little noises. Like, yeah, yeah.
Oh, aren't you a riot? I think I like you. Hmm. Well, I see this is not going anywhere. Do you think it's time for you guys to leave? I'm not quite finished with Heath here.
Wait. What are you gonna do with Heath?
Like I said, fulfill his punishment.
I can't let you do that. And
Yeah,
Jaren steps like in front of Heath.
yeah. The only thing getting punished are those cheeks.
Ew. Did you say that like for real?
I know, did Seven actually say
Yeah,
that? Oh
yeah.
my god.
Oh my.
Why? Who's punishing his cheeks? Seven?
No, no. Like, I pointed at Tamora.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
your cheeks. Not Heath saying,
Yeah,
oh, he's
okay.
being punished,
should
getting
prob-
punished for his cheeks.
You should probably specify that.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause I'm saying like, oh, she's like, oh, he has to get punished. I'm like, no, what's getting punished are those cheeks, and he points at her.
Okay,
I
there
guess
you
it's
go.
okay.
That's better. That's a lot better.
Clarify. But she looks down at the two and kind of just laughs, and she's like, "Oh boy, mortals these days sure are arrogant. Hmm. Maybe we've been all too lax on them lately."
Well, you know,
Just to pique my curiosity, how are
Uh-huh.
you going to stop me?
Seven's gonna be like, meet us in the real world and find out. And he's like punching the air.
Oh my fucking
God.
god!
She's just laughing at this. And she kind of just goes, "Wow, a little bird challenging a god. I don't think you would want to see me in the real world." Yeah, I don't
Somewhat of
really
a
think.
god myself.
Sure. As she points her finger towards Seven, and I need you to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Can I add anything to that? What do I add to that specifically? My wisdom? Um, okay. Easy. I am a confident boy. Well, bye everyone. I rolled a 7.
How funny! How fitting!
Oh, sad.
7.
Uh-huh.
Everything around you goes black.
Yeah, that's what kind of magic trick is this?
As you're still here, the water around you, but you've gone completely blind. You cannot see. Everything is dark. And just a black void in front of your face. And you just hear the soft chuckle of Tamora.
Well, who shut out the lights, I guess.
Oh.
Jared? Eve?
So, both Heath and Jaren, when they look at Seven, they see his once golden eyes are completely glazed over in a clear white and blue tint, as Seven is completely blind.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shoot.
Holy shit.
Guys, she turned off the lights.
Jaren's sweating.
The fuck did you do to him? Seems to be a little, blinded by his own light, say. If you wanted to be a god, you might as well get a taste of what a godhood can do.
How did it make you blind? That'll be okay. When I wake up, it'll be all normal, right? Right?
Who knows?
She kind of laughs for a bit and then snaps her fingers, and vision comes back to you, Seven. Well,
Oh.
I hope that was a demonstration enough for you.
You turned off the lights?
Somehow, your comedy seems to be growing a little old. Maybe this wasn't as entertaining as I thought. Any last words before I send you back?
Last words. No, we're taking him back.
Where's Can we hang on, sorry, like
Heath kind of takes a step forward, and he kind of goes in front of Seven, and he says, "Some benevolent god you are. You said you're here to punish me, and why the fuck are you punishing Seven?" Says, "Punishment? That was just a little play. A little fun."
A little adult fun, a little adult play. He's more than daddy. He's like grandpa. Go in the other room, Lamine.
Sorry. Oh, it's really tense. I need to break it up with some humor here.
That's what Seven was doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to do the humor. It's been tense for both of me. I'm talking to myself a lot here.
Yeah, you
Imagine
said that
talking to
earlier
yourself.
today. Guys, let me talk to myself.
That was a warning. That was a fucking warning. But he goes, or she goes actually. No, that was just simple. It wasn't really any punishment. See, it was just to put him in his place a little bit. But I do think that it's time for maybe something a little harsher. Is Heath, you seem to be forgetting who and why you're in the situation that you're in. You think that trying to turn a new leaf and everybody would suddenly seem to like you and forgive you. But there's consequences, and you should know that better than anyone. um Heath
I can't believe
goes.
Jaren fell asleep.
I know, Jaren's.
No.
Bless.
You're just shook.
Yeah.
Dang, I can't
Um,
believe Seven stood up for Heath, but not Jaren.
Jaren's been standing up in front of
I,
Heath.
I know. He threatened tomorrow.
She's a goddess.
hmm
Oh,
Um,
she better bring an army.
Cute. Well, I think
oh,
we're
sorry.
gonna end it tonight here. You two, careful where you tread. You're messing with things you don't understand. Heath, this won't be the last time. See you next night. As she goes and reach for a snap. Then 7, you wake up in
Yes.
the bed.
What?
In the real world.
Yeah. My
Jaren,
snot
you're gone.
pops.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye, Jaren.
How fast was that? Like between
Um,
In real time?
Yeah.
In real
Also,
yeah,
yeah.
like when
Since that last
basically
big
yeah,
damage until now. 7
and
minutes.
also when like Makara was talking to Sterling. Yeah. So like I said, damage. Mm,
Also, did they visibly take any more damage?
yeah.
no, they did not.
Okay.
I do want to point out one thing before we get back to you guys. Jaren,
Mhm.
you, even though 7 just pulls on disappears as if he just crumbles into coins, you're still in the dreamscape
Oh,
with Heath.
With
shit.
Heath.
With Heath.
Oh no, Jaren.
And Tamora is still there?
Tomorrow's still there.
That's not fair.
Huh.
They ejected me.
She looks at you interesting. She says, huh, interesting. I was going to send you back, but looks like you're a little bit more stubborn. What is it?
I want to make a deal.
What type of deal?
Give Heath his body back.
There's no way I'm doing that. Even if I wanted to, I can't.
Why not? I thought you were a goddess.
Well, there's limits to gods in meddling. Plus, the damage has already been done. But I am curious about a deal, and how about I strike one with you? See, as the goddess of luck, there's nothing more interesting than a game of chance. Would you like to play one with me?
Jaren's gonna look back at Heath and then back to Tamora. And then yeah. Let's play.
Jaren, don't. You don't need to, you're not part of this. You don't need to be.
Heath, I made a promise.
Promise my ass. This is my problem to deal with.
Heath, we've been stuck together for a year. I think it became my problem too when right as soon as I took that coin.
Well then. What about it, Jaren? I'm interested.
What's the game?
Well, how about a coin toss? How about the 50-50% chance of I'll let Heath go for now, and he gets to deal with the punishment later. Or I take something from you.
Right. Deal.
All right.
How
I'm
is
gonna
that
ask what's
fair?
gonna get taken.
I know, what's she gonna
And-
take?
She snaps her fingers, and Heath all of a sudden starts glowing as he himself turns into a coin. And she grabs the coin of Heath and just tosses it to Jaren. Best of luck. And I want you to roll a D6.
D6.
Mm-hmm.
Dude in the lobby.
In the lobby?
Dude
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
lobby.
Do it in the lobby so we catch it on stream.
Okay. Interesting. It looks like fate has decided. Well, I think we're done here. And that ends the dream.
Wait, what does it mean?
And we'll find that out next time.
No!
You hit us the Cliffy Dippy?
Another cliffhanger! God damn it! Oh god. Alright.
Really is. You die in the dream, you die in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, imagine someone coming back blinded. Oh
I
my
was kind of
God.
looking forward to that. Because I was like, man, Jen would do this to me.
She really would. She really would
Alright.
try to kill
Yep.
me.
But that ends the session. I'm sorry it took like all night, and we were a little overtime here too, but
It
No,
was
it's
so
chilling.
good.
hope
God.
you
So
guys
good.
enjoyed.
Stressy.
Bye.
I'm stressed. Yo,
I
I'm
know.
sweating.
Thank
got
you to
Leo
those who
confused.
watched or will watch.
Yeah,
It was
Exactly.
great to have Jaren.
I know. It was a lot of
Jaren's back.
Jaren, a lot of Seven. But yeah,
A
it's
lot of Jen talking to Jen.
yeah, yeah.
It was
I need to
good,
get
though.
better at it, but
No,
hey.
it was really good.
No, it was good. It was
It was
good.
good. You did the like difference in voices perfectly, or you didn't even have to like say who was talking. I already knew who was talking.
Uh,
Oh yes.
Gods.
Luck is very.
yeah.
Games of
All
luck.
right.
Stress me out.
Well, we'll find out what the result of that roll someday.
See ya next time.
See
See
ya.
you in the next one.
See ya.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.